My dad passed away June 4th at 12:20 a.m. He had been in and out of hospitals in his final years due to heart issues. Heart attacks, stents in his arteries. He was a man of many trades: carpenter, plumber, electrician, superintendent, hotel engineer. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be working in the hotel industry for the last 19 years. My dad immigrated to this country from the Dominican Republic without much. Little to no ability to understand or to speak English. He built his life in this country and worked many long hours to do so. His work ethic is a trait that has been ingrained in my brothers and sisters. We're all hard workers in the service, mechanical, medical, and security industries. My dad is an example of the many immigrants who've come before and after him, who've come to the U.S. to make a better life for themselves and their families. My father put all of his children at one point or another through Catholic junior high and high school. He also held two jobs for many years: superintendent of the buildings he lived in during the day and hotel repairman at night. A union man through and through. My dad wasn't perfect and had his issues. He often had a negative mindset and was very stubborn. I think in part, in the end, the stress is what did him in. The golden handcuff syndrome of staying in a situation, and I mean this specifically where he lived, not because he loved it, but because it was comfortable. How did my dad influence me? Because of my dad, I have my work ethic. Because of my dad, I have a lifelong love of pro wrestling. Because of my dad, I'm really into my health. He's the one that introduced me to healthy eating, more so by watching him. Because of my dad, I like easygoing background music. He used to blast classical music in the living room when I was a kid. I wasn't a fan, but I find myself really enjoying spa-type music when I'm home. At times, he was a curmudgeon and a rigid disciplinarian. Other times, he was easygoing and charismatic. When I was a child, I remember my dad shielding me from the cold as I waited for the school bus. I remember him bringing fruit when he'd pick us up, my brothers and sisters, after school. I loved my dad and wanted his attention. He wasn't much for emotions, but he was a provider. In the end, I didn't feel sad to let him go. My brothers and sisters' sadness is what made me cry. I'm working to make sure I spend time with my mom, my aunt, and my uncle. Tell them often that I love them, so when the time comes for them to pass on, I won't have too many regrets. I love you, Dad, and I'm glad you're no longer suffering. I will see you down the road again.